since our privatization, the business plan has become the core document spelling out the orientation of the company and the role of every employee in the implementation of that business plan. So therefore, it's very critical that throughout this organization, each and one of you, the 23,000 employees of the CNIC family, that first you understand where this company is going, your company, our company is going, and as importantly, how we're going to get there. This is what the business plan is all about. And finally, your role and contribution in this, because I'm strongly convinced that Canadian National is going to continue to progress only if everybody on the payroll is pulling in the same direction, understanding what we're trying to achieve, and is putting his or her shoulder to the wheel to get there. We were, in 1999, the best railroad in North America. And 1999 was a very successful year in many different ways. First of all, we were able to move more volume with fewer expenses. In addition, we started to grow the revenues, not as much as we would like because we had some setback for no reasons of no fault of ours. Finally, in terms of talking about our achievements in the year 1999, obviously, I have to mention the very smooth integration of putting Canadian National and Illinois Central together. This has been a tremendous success. The only black mark that we have on our record in year 1999 has to do with safety. We had fatalities, and I'm very disturbed about that. And therefore, I'm not proud of our record in year 1999. So I hope that in year 2000, we'll do much better. We have become the most efficient railroad. Our operating ratio, for instance, for the last 5 quarters has been the best one. So we are top of the class. We're the best student in the class. And therefore, why is it important for us to continue to progress? Well, because it's a very competitive world out there. And this is why it is essential that we keep pushing ahead and making some further progress. If we're not going to continue to have the truckers eating our lunch every day of the week, as I keep saying, it's very important for us to continue to improve. And this means, first and foremost, the quality of service. We must make sure that the quality of our service keeps improving, that we become as reliable as the truckers, and as a result, we stop the erosion of our market share and we get more and more business on our trains. So the top priority of year 2000, of course, has to be running a safe railroad. Secondly, we must grow the revenues. So therefore, controlling expenses remains extremely important, but we must grow the revenues. And our objective is to grow the revenues by 4% in year 2000. Every survey is telling us that our prices, our rates, are better than that of the truckers. But these same surveys are telling us the reason why many people are not using our services or are not using as much of our services as we would like is our lack of reliability and consistency. And very often, we would run our trains, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row, providing, a first-class service. And then for whatever reason, the 4th week, our record is going to be not as good, and as a result, we're not consistent. And as many shippers are telling us, if you have a plant and you're producing newsprint or you're producing lumber, if you need, let's say 30 boxcars every day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, we must be reliable. We must be consistent. And if we are consistent, then we'll be able to grow the business. We'll be able to turn our assets around faster, and therefore we need fewer locomotives, fewer cars. We improve the quality of service. All these things are very much interrelated, intertwined, and this is why, the quality of service is so critical. If we don't provide good service, we cannot grow our revenues. Well, the reason I mentioned safety as the top priority is that it's the best test that one can apply to demonstrate that a railroad is well run. I think that we owe it to each and every one of you to be able to go back home after a shift, whether it's a night shift or a day shift, safe, without having had an accident during the previous shift. And therefore, the strongest message that I want to put across to each and every one of you is never take a chance on safety, ever. There is never a justification not to perform safely, what has to be performed.
Paul spoke earlier about growth and the importance of growth. But at the same time, we have to recognize the type of growth we'd like to have. I've tried to talk about growth that is controlled, sustainable, and profitable growth. The growth is going to come basically across the board. If you look in eastern Canada, we see opportunities further with our road railer project, an initiative that was started in '99. Gateway extensions as a result of the synergies of the merger with Illinois Central. Some exciting opportunities in forest products. Some grain movements from central Canada to the Gulf. Large increases in coal shipments, particularly from the Powder River Basin in the Midwest. So the intention of growth is pretty well across the board. I should also add that each one of our divisions, our new divisions that we set up in '99, are looking for additional growth from what we have called the small, medium-sized customers, where we felt like in the past we have lost the greatest amount of market share. So all those various initiatives. And the service plan that was fully implemented in '99, that has established us as a different type of railroad. A railroad that's running on a schedule that differentiates its service from others. Those strengths that we built on will allow us to use 2000 as a breakthrough in this millennium. This is a relatively simple business. I think there are 5 things that I've talked to our people and to our customers and to our shareholders about that I think are extremely important and are sacred in our business. Those 5 things are: number 1, providing a first-class service offering to our customers. So you define service offering, and how do you define it? As doing what you say you'll do. Second thing is to control the cost while you're doing that. And there's a real balance between the service you're providing and cost control. The third thing that I've talked a great deal about, and this company has placed a lot of emphasis on, and that's asset utilization. And I have described asset utilization before as really the missing ingredient and recipe for success in the railroad industry. Number 4, but probably the most important, is our attention to risk management and safety of our employees. Extremely important, particularly going into 2000. And the 5th is recognizing that those 4 things get done through people and work and improving our relationships with our employees, with our customers, and recognizing the contribution they make to the success of the organization. Well, I would like to think that just about everything we do is innovative. Service plan is certainly innovative. The concept of running a scheduled railroad is innovative. Road whaler concept is innovative. Reload centers that we've initiated as a result. So innovation is a key part of our strategies, and it will continue to be. Setting targets and goals are a way of measuring. I've always thought if you're going to improve a process, you need to do at least two things: to give it some attention, and number two, to measure it. We have a tendency to underrate ourselves. Who would have believed 2 years ago that we could be operating this company with more ton miles, with 650 less locomotives? So targets, goals, objectives are a way to bring out the best in us and a way to measure and seeing if we're accomplishing the best. You know, I'd like each employee to operate and to work at this company like they owned it, to feel a passion and a love for what they're trying to do and accomplish every day, to come to work every day with the first thing in mind is safety, and to do their job as productively and as efficiently as they possibly can, so that we can have a successful organization for our customers, for our fellow employees, and for our shareholders. Well, number one, there's nothing more important. There's no room for compromise when it comes to safety. We must have a great deal of respect and understanding of operating rules and policy. Where safety is involved, there's no room for compromise. So that is part of our, integral part of our job 365 days a year, is to be sure that we maintain a safe work environment for our employees. You know, I'm extremely excited about our new combination with B and Santa Fe. Those of you that don't know, I spent the first 25 years of my career with BN, Santa Fe, and its predecessor companies, and I have a recognition for the opportunities that brings to this organization. That makes it even more important that this next year and a half, while we're going through the approval process with the STB and other regulatory authorities, that our performance be outstanding, that we not take our eye off the ball, that we focus on continuing to be the best railroad in North America, so that will put us in good standing as we move forward with this exciting opportunity.